Hello, in this tutorial we will show you how to edit the front page of your website. First, we will log in and we will be greeted with the dashboard. Next, we will use our mouse cursor to find the title pages, and upon hovering over it, we will select all pages. This will now load all the available pages on the website. Once the page is loaded, we will scroll through and we will look for the front page. As you can see, I've located the front page, and hovering over it, we have additional options. We can edit, quick edit, trash, view, or edit with Elementor. Please note that we are going to select edit with Elementor, as this is the page builder that we are using. Next, we will allow the page to load fully before continuing. Please note that this speed is all related to your internet connection speed. The faster your speed, the faster the page will load. As you can see, my internet has taken a bit of a dip and is taking long to load. Please bear with me. As you can see on the left hand side, there was a little blue bar that was turning, indicating that the page was still loading. Now that the page is loaded, we can continue. First, we will use our mouse cursor to navigate around the site. As you can see moving around, when we hover over different sections, lines will appear. We will start off with the main thing. First, we will edit a section. Hovering over it, you will see a blue bar appear. At the top, you will see 6 dots. Hovering over it will give us the option to edit the section. I will select that, and you will see the bar on the left hand side will change. We are currently underneath the layout settings, where we are able to stretch the section, change the content width, column gap, height, vertical alignment, and so forth. Moving on to the styling section, we are able to insert a background image or a background color. As you can see, we have nothing set in this section, as we have a carousel, an image slider, inserted inside of the section. Moving forward, we are able to add a background overlay to this entire section. Here we can choose the background type. We can either have an image as an overlay, or we can choose an actual color. By selecting the color box, we are able to change the color by using our mouse cursor. I will set that back to default, and I will continue. Moving on, we also have the options to add a border to the section, where we can change the border type and then change the border radius. As you can see, when I select border type, we get additional options such as the width and the color of the border. We also have an option to change the hover effect for the border on the section. We will now set that back to none and move forward. Underneath the shape divider, we're able to add an actual shape divider to this section. We can choose to add it to the top or to the bottom, and when we select our style, more additional options will appear. Here we can change the color, the height, and so forth. Setting that back to none, we can head over to our typography. Here we can change our heading color, text color, link, hover color, and so forth. Lastly, in the advanced tab, we can fiddle with our margins and padding. Please note that this section is more for in-depth development, and you will not be requiring anything here. Now that we are done with our section, we can move on. Moving our cursor, you can see a black dotted border will appear. This will indicate that we are editing the column. By selecting Edit Column on the top left-hand corner, the window on the left will appear again. Underneath the layout settings, we can change the column width, alignment, and so forth. Underneath the styling section, we can change the background, the border, and edit the typography of this entire column. Again, in the advanced section, we have the margin and the padding, which you will not require to fiddle with. Moving away from the column, we will now edit an actual widget. As you can see, moving the cursor around, as you can see, this widget is currently stretched to the entire section of this row, of this column, my apologies. So I'm able to edit this widget by selecting the Edit Slides button at the top right hand corner. Again, a window will appear on the left hand side once I select Edit. As you can see, we are now editing our Slides widget. First, you can see we currently have 5 slides. If we click on the first one, it will open it up where we can change the background image. By selecting the actual image, a new window will appear where we are able to choose an image from our library, which is images already loaded on the website, or we can choose to upload an entire new image. I will close this as we are not wanting to change that image. Moving forward, we can change the height of the actual slides. As you can see, it is set to 550, and by simply dragging it across, I can choose to make the sliders even higher. I will now set that back to 550, and we will move on to the slider option. Here we can choose the navigation, the autoplay, the pause on hovering, and so forth. Underneath the styling section, we can change the content width, the padding, the horizontal and vertical position, text alignment, as well as all the title, styling, including the spacing, text color, and typography. When we select typography, another window will appear. Underneath family, we can choose to change the font of the text. We can change the size, the weight, transform the text, style the text, decorate it, change the line height, and the letter spacing. We will select the edit button, and we will move on to the description. As you can see, these are the same settings as above. We can change the spacing, text color, and typography. Moving on to the button, we can do the same. As you can see, we currently do not have a button on this, but we can add one if required. Lastly, in the Advanced tab, again we have the margin and the padding, which you will not be required to fiddle with. Scrolling down, you can see that when we want to edit a widget, we will simply use our mouse cursor to find the area we are wanting to edit, and we will simply select the edit button. As you can see here, I've decided to edit an image. Again, we can choose to change the image by selecting it and either uploading a new file from our computer or choosing a file already loaded onto the website. I will close this. Once we are happy with all the changes we have made, we can simply select Update at the bottom left. That is how you would edit the front page of your website.